Right now, there is a war happening inside your body. You can't feel it, you can't hear it, and you'll probably never even know it's happening. Every second, thousands of viruses, bacteria, and other microorganisms are trying to use your body to survive. But most of them never succeed, for one reason: your immune system. Without it, humans wouldn't survive for so long. It destroys viruses before you even realize you're getting sick. It finds bacteria before they have a chance to multiply. It can even destroy some cells that could one day turn into cancer. Every single day, it saves your life. But there is one thing almost nobody talks about. Under the right conditions, this very system can become the reason you die. Not because it stops working, but because it keeps doing exactly what it was designed to do. But to understand how that's even possible, you first need to understand what your immune system actually does. Most people imagine it as an invisible shield, like there is some kind of protective barrier around your body that keeps diseases out. But that's not how it works. Your immune system never stands still. It's constantly making decisions. Every second, billions of immune cells travel through your blood, your lymphatic system, and your tissues. They're constantly checking everything they come across. And every single time, they answer one simple question: is this part of my body, or is it a threat? At first, that sounds like a simple job, but think about the scale of it. Your body contains tens of trillions of its own cells. And among all of them, your immune system has to find just a handful that are actually dangerous. It can't afford to make mistakes, because the cost of a mistake is incredibly high. Which leads to another question: how does your immune system even know what it's looking at? The answer is surprisingly simple. Imagine a huge research facility where thousands of employees arrive every day. The security guard doesn't know every employee by name. He doesn't remember who works in the lab and who works in accounting. He doesn't need to. He just checks their ID badge. If the badge is valid, they walk in. If it's missing, damaged, or looks suspicious, security steps in. It almost sounds like a perfect system. But then another question comes up. If your immune system is so good at protecting you, why do we get sick at all? The truth is, many of the symptoms you feel when you are sick aren't actually caused by the virus or the bacteria. They are caused by your own immune system. When your temperature goes up, your body isn't doing that by accident. A higher temperature makes it harder for many viruses and bacteria to survive. When you feel weak, that's a part of the plan too. A fever, muscle aches, a sore throat, exhaustion, and most of the time it's worth it. A few days later, the infection is gone. Your immune system wins. Everything worked exactly as it should. But what happens if one day it makes a mistake? Or even worse, what if it does everything right, but simply can't stop? That's where this story makes a much darker turn, because sometimes the security system makes a mistake. Remember the security guard checking ID badges. Imagine a real employee walks up to the entrance, but their badge is damaged, or for some reason the system thinks it's fake. What does security do? They don't stop to investigate, they don't question it, they simply do their job. That's exactly what can happen inside the human body. Sometimes the immune system stops recognizing some of your own cells, and it attacks them the same way it would attack a virus. To the immune system, this isn't a mistake. As far as it's concerned, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do: protecting you. This is how autoimmune diseases begin. It seems like that's the answer. That's why your immune system can kill you. But that's still not the scariest part, because sometimes the immune system doesn't make a mistake at all. It finds the threat, it attacks the threat, it does everything right, but then it can't stop. Imagine there is actually a dangerous criminal inside the same building. Security calls for backup, then more backup, then even more. A few minutes later, the building is filled with armed officers. They are all doing exactly what they were called in to do, but eventually they start getting in each other's way. They break doors, they damage rooms, they begin causing harm to the very building they are trying to protect. Sometimes your immune system behaves the same way. During certain severe infections, it keeps increasing inflammation even after that inflammation starts damaging your own body. It doesn't realize the safe limit has already been crossed. it just keeps doing its job. This is called a cytokine storm, but even that isn't the strangest part, because there is even more bizarre situation. Sometimes there isn't any real threat at all. A peanut, pollen, or a bee sting. For most people, they are completely harmless. But sometimes the immune system reacts as if a deadly enemy has invaded the body. Within minutes, it launches its strongest possible defense. Blood vessels widen, blood pressure drops, the airways begin to swell, breathing becomes difficult, and the thing putting the person's life in danger isn't poison, it isn't a virus, it isn't a bacterium. It's their own immune system. And maybe that's the strangest paradox of the human body. The system that protects you every single day can also become one of the most dangerous forces inside you, because in the end, your immune system only knows one way to save your life: by destroying what it believes is the enemy.